Good evening, good morning, good night, you lovelies. It is the one, the only Cappy D Barra, and we are here to talk about blood and guts. What a fucking show this was, ladies and gentlemen. I was not able to catch all of this live, but I caught a majority of it live. And ladies and gentlemen, non-binaries included, I couldn't have been more fucking thrilled. I couldn't have been more fucking entertained, okay? The presentation in the lead up to this was criticized by me included, all right? Being that our women's roster with our blood and guts match, it wasn't fully flushed out about 3 weeks before. Unlike, I think, the men's match, which was announced and fleshed out the exact same day, it was just unfair on its surface. But I mean, they let the ladies go out there and they do their fucking thing. I mean, they pop the crowd. And I really do think that this set the tone for the entirety of the fucking show, right? It felt like a pay-per-view event. The idea that we got some of these matches like the Hangman versus Powerhouse Hobbs, bro. The idea that we got that shit for free on free access television. Fuck, man. It is. Wow. You know, I actually realistically, I think PBS is free access television, but I hope my point is still reigning salient. It was a phenomenal show. It was truly phenomenal. I wasn't able to catch all of it live, as I stated earlier, but you know, I do feel bad because, man, I know how the fucking marks in the IWC sits here and they harp on the viewings. You know, even though we're gonna keep running this fucking horse into the ground, there are other things happening in the world, okay? People aren't going to sit here and turn on Kyle O'Reilly versus, I don't know, Yuta Wheeler in a fucking casket match versus, you know, the Celtics versus the Knicks. It's just not going to happen, right? So people harping on little shit like that, it's a little childish in my opinion. I really wish I would have been a part of the larger majority of the wrestling community that did tune in to at least even hate watch this, because I just kind of got sidetracked with something else, and man, was this a good fucking showing. This was an amazing pay-per-view. This was an amazing fucking show. I don't even know what it is. It was like an event, I guess you can call it that. This, oddly enough, felt like a premium live event. And hear me out, chat. This was a premium stakes. This was a premium okay. This is a premium bout, all right? It was mostly exhibition matches, right? So you can't sit here and say that they're title marking out, right? Except for maybe one moment where they kind of title marked out, right? You can't sit here and say that they are using the pay-per-view tax, because this was a normal show, okay? This was a premium live event, all right? Top to bottom. I don't care if you want to say because it was gimmicky, because the matches had stipulations, because it was a stipulation event. I don't give a fuck, okay? Listen, something I've digested from Tony Khan, despite him being 43 and me being the ripe age of 24, he is a belt mark to some extent, which is like fine, no, who gives a fuck? And he's also a bit of a weapon mark, which is just interesting because I thought he was my age from his interest. It's like he really is at heart like an ECW, like attitude era like fan, where it's like I can use a belt, I'm gonna use the big shiny belt to hit my opponent, then I'm gonna get the fucking barbed wired on fire table. Like, listen, this is shit that is coming from his mind, okay? So it's interesting being that he's 43 and this is what the fuck he wants to make. I'm impressed though. I'm impressed because Blood and Guts was so fucking good, all right? Enough yapping though. All right, we're gonna get directly into it, all right? Each entrance, all right, from the women, all right, banged immediately as they entered the cage, okay? Banged immediately as they entered the cage. The first two women, I believe, was Harley Cameron and Sky Blue. Actually, I believe the first two women were Willow Nightingale and Sky Blue. And it was great. Sky Blue, she wore a fucking crimson mask, man. And I just want to say that women's blading is beautiful, bro. Like, women's blading is an art. It is just so great that we're treating these women like the fucking talents they are, okay? They're not Barbie dolls that are meant to be marveled and gooned over. Like, it's weird, bro. Like, that is such a fucking bastardization of women's wrestling. These women are fucking badass. They're warriors, all right? And they pick up so much fucking respect from the crowd throughout the entirety of this match, all right? There's some amazing moments between just like Mercedes. She she throws all the titles into the ring. That was very, very clever. There was also a really nice segment from Chris. Chris runs in with her title, dressing somewhat like Sandman. Not too much like Sandman, but it was really cool. Very interesting. I really enjoyed also the inclusion of all of the items. I mean, from glass to tables to nails. It was great. It was truly great. There was a mirror spot on Toni Storm. Listen, there isn't a single moment in this match that was wasted. I mean, everybody apparently they walked away pretty okay. You know, I hope we haven't gotten any reports of any like twisted hernias or you know what I mean, and no like fractured bones. But man, I was so fucking impressed because honestly, I was livid, as you guys can listen back to a couple of videos ago, where we weren't getting a proper build for the women's in this division with this match. And I felt really upset about being that it was announced almost like a month ago and there was no proper structure for it, and Blood and Guts was right around the corner. But man, did this shit, it didn't disappoint. It did not disappoint. It was great, man. It was great. And I'm really, really happy for all the participants. This match ends with a really interesting spot. Thekla and Sky Blue, they get the key, and this leads to Mercedes pushing out a couple of the opponents out of the ring, right? After this, Chris Statlander chases out Mercedes Moné, and she ends up, right, shocking turn of events, getting put through the table with all of her titles after distributing the titles to her team to help beat up all the faces. In fucking insane shit. But as I stated, you know, most of the faces, at least 3 out of 5 of the faces, are pushed out of the ring. And this leads to Mina Shirakawa and Toni Storm being the only ones left in the ring, right? This is a really nice piece of drama, honestly. And a lot of people have a gripe with this, but here's the thing, right? Wrestling is half drama, half physical attributes. If you can't sell the fake punch, you're not a good wrestler. If you can't throw a good enough looking punch, then you're not a good wrestler. It is a yin and yang of both. It is a yin and yang of both components. It is a yin and yang of both components. With that being said, the simple action of selling drama and selling pain and loss, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. And for Toni Storm to do that with Mina Shirakawa selling this kind of limp body, corpse, dead, listen, it was very, very moving. Not like moving like I shed a tear, but I could see a younger fan of the audience of a Toni Storm, of a Mina Shirakawa going, oh no, this is bad. Like, well, I don't know if there's any young fans, but I don't know, maybe 13. You know, maybe there's a 13-year-old who still kind of has the magic for wrestling and they've seen Mina Shirakawa get taken out. Me and you of the older demographic, we obviously know that this is a bit of a leg pull, but there are still people who go to these shows. Well, I should say there are still children who still attend these shows, or they'll watch it on a replay or catch it on the internet somewhere, and they still have some affinity for the quote-unquote realism of it. For Toni Storm to sell it how she did, and for everyone in the ring to sell it how they did, even Marina Shafir and Toni Storm kind of bickering at each other, and I hope it wasn't an actual shoot, but I doubt it was. Just even that was good. That was smart. It was nice storytelling, and the heels picking up the win along with Thekla, Julia Hart, Sky Blues. Great showing for all of these ladies, along with Willow Nightingale, in a hardcore stipulation furniture and chairs match. All right, if that's your bag, this is the match for you. This match was fucking awesome, okay? Next on the card, a really small Hangman gripe. Hangman comes out first to Powerhouse Hobbs. Now, again, I like to believe that maybe there's just a bit of just backstage, just gold-heartedness happening back there, but Hangman is the champion. He should definitively, without a shadow of a doubt, be coming out last in any bout that he's in. But, you know, I guess that's just another gripe for another day. Him not being the main event isn't that much of an issue for me personally, because we don't really have a lot of matches on this card anyway, so it really is just kind of like a come and go. The Blood and Guts take up a majority of these cards. What we will be moving to, though, directly is a insane fucking match between Powerhouse Hobbs and the Hangman. Okay, Hangman Adam Page. Honestly, I was shocked. I was shocked at how many times I was left like gasping in this match. It's essentially a backstage kind of match. If you guys are familiar with the 2K or THQ games, like this is basically that. It's like a backstage brawl match, and it's great. It's great. Like there's nothing else to say about it. They go from the ring and they have an amazing fucking match in the ring. Like the strength displayed by Hangman is a perfect counter to Powerhouse Hobbs' just insane fucking levels of strength. It really plays off. They really play off well with each other, along with the attitude of Powerhouse Hobbs carrying that kind of bravado and that trash talking bully-like nature from Samoa Joe, just being around him for so long. It's great. Even in kayfabe, I listen, I have no problems with this match at all. It ends in a fucking insane fashion. Hangman, he ends up taking the boot of his shoe, and mind you, it's like a backstage brawl, right? They're brawling in the crowd. It's pretty nuts. Hangman, he hits Powerhouse Hobbs off of the railing, right? This leads to Powerhouse Hobbs going through the electricity, and it is an insane shot from Hangman. And I was watching this and I was going like, this is a fucking world champion. This is a fucking world champion. He goes down there, he pins Powerhouse Hobbs clean. It's like he pins Powerhouse Hobbs clean as fuck. All right, there's no issue at all with this match. Even in the finish with it, it's excellent. Okay, Samoa Joe rushes down to the ring with Shibuda. They try to get the jump on Hangman as the cage lowers for the men's blood and guts match. Again, there's not a lot of matches on this card, and as the cage is slowly starting to get lowered, we see Hook and Eddie Kingston come out. Hook and Eddie Kingston get an insane fucking pop. Eddie Kingston fucking damn near concusses himself on the chair and takes a seat out of fucking frustration. And we get a setup for Full Gear. Hangman, Samoa Joe in a steel cage. No ops, no outside protection. I love it. This is an amazing fucking setup. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm just so fucking pleased with everything we've gotten from this Hangman run. I mean, he hasn't sat down since All In. He has not sat down one time since All In. Okay, he hasn't been on a movie fucking shit. He hasn't been on a movie set. Okay, he hasn't been faking an injury to work the crowd. Nothing. He's been out here fucking wrestling. All right, and I'm just so fucking pleased that we're around to see it. If my stars are aligned, I will be in attendance at next week's AEW's Collision and AEW's Dynamite, being it'll be a 3-hour venture to see the Hangman and Kenny Omega live. That would be great. That'd be awesome. That if my stars are aligned, folks. All right. Next, we will be talking about the men's blood and guts match. Now, I'm going to say this first off and first thing. Okay, we're all a bunch of sickos. Every single last one of us is some sick motherfuckers, because this match is sick as fuck. No joke, no hyperbole, no fucking exaggeration. This match is fucking insane, okay? And I can't stress that enough. This match has all of the fucking instruments, from staples to wood. Like, there are tools, there's a fucking, it's crazy. Name anything that can be used in a match. It was used in this match. Jon Moxley just pops up with a fork. The fuck? Like, just a fork. He fucking butchers Kyle O'Reilly, who was a diabetic, by the way. I hope he's doing amazing. I mean, Roderick Strong gets Darby Allin. Oh gosh. Oh man. It was a lot. It was crazy. It was great. It was quietly the definition of blood and guts. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, where can I start? I mean, there is a million points in this match. I thought somebody would actually die, okay? I thought somebody was gonna get out of here. This match was insane, okay? And I cannot believe the kind of work that we are getting from some of our more mid-card workers. Like, they staple Orange Cassidy's hands into his goddamn pockets. Can somebody tell me how we're allowed to show that on fucking TV? How are we allowed to do that? Okay, I don't want to skip over it because it was pretty entertaining. FTR harasses Ricky the Steamboat, meaning that realistically, sometime they're probably going to go over on Brodino. I want to touch on that very quickly, but guys, this match is nuts. This match is nuts. The announcements and the entrances are halted, unlike the women's matches, due to the Don Callis family having their fucking fingerprints all over this main event. And realistically, I truly do believe, after the showing that we got from Mark Briscoe's just pure resilience, that we are going to see a new TNT champion come full gear. And this is going to be the start of the deconstruction of the Don Callis family. This is going to be insane. Absolutely fucking bonkers. We're also seeing like Okada kind of pressing the Young Bucks along with the rest of the Don Callis family to just make a choice, or else, or are the implications that if they don't make a choice already, that they're just going to get jumped by the DCF, which is just like, fuck, that's awful, right? Maybe Kenny can help him. Maybe Kenny can help him out. I was really like left shattered by this fucking main event, though. It ends in such an insane fashion, right? Darby Allin, he ends up just getting like let out, kind of trapped, if you would, outside with Gabe Kidd and Pac, right? And it's fucking insane. They're like children, like screaming, literally screaming for Pac, like literally screaming for Darby Allin. It is such a surreal fucking moment, bro. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. There's so many moments in this match where I just put my fucking head down and went, what else can they do? Like, there's a skateboard spot. There's a spot where Orange Cassidy uses his glasses. He got his hand stapled into his fucking pockets. Listen, this was quite literally one of the craziest main events, one of the craziest shows ever. I mean, Darby Allin gets put through a fucking flaming table. Kyle O'Reilly, he finds a way to pinpoint Jon Moxley's weakness, which is his Achilles, funny enough. And oh my god, it's insane. And even the character work going into this fucking match, or going on throughout this match, Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley never make eye contact. They never make eye contact. They don't talk at all, which is just like, oh my gosh. I was just left so impressed. I was left so impressed, and I was just so happy that I was even allowed, and I was just so happy that I was even able to experience it. It truly left a very warm feeling in my tum-tum, all right? A very, very warm feeling, all right? This was maybe AEW's best pay-per-view of the, this is AEW's maybe best main event of the year, all right? I was left astounded. I was left astounded, and I was thoroughly impressed with Blood and Guts, all right? Tony Khan is on a very big high right now, and hopefully we don't have to hear too much bullshit next week about the viewership, because little old Cappy didn't want to finish a 2-hour episode of AEW, but we'll see how those numbers come out, and hopefully they are reflective of the great show we got, all right? This is AEW, all right? This is AEW's Blood and Guts, all right? November 12th, 2025. It's been your boy, Cappy D. Barra. I hope all of you have an amazing rest of your day, night, or evening, whenever you're catching this. And as I always say, stay tuned, stay safe, stay beautiful. Peace.